Dr. Larman here. So I was asked this question, and I'm going to tell you my answer, but first I want to say I had colleagues and coworkers that did get assaulted. I had one colleague that was about 2013 or 2014 that got brutally assaulted while she was talking to an inmate on the day room floor. Another inmate came up behind her and just started beating her about the head and shoulders, and it took 2 officers to pull him off. She suffered some pretty horrific injuries, but she recovered, she recuperated, and she returned back to work. So yes, it happens, and I'm not complacent. I know where I work, so you have institutional awareness. Now, did I ever fear for my life? No. And let me explain. I've worked in pretty much every area of mental health. And when I worked in special day school, group homes that were level 10 group homes, meaning severe behavior problems, and when I worked in community mental health, the first responders were staff. We were trained in what was called PART training, and we were the first ones to come and help if there was any issue. When I ran a narcotic treatment program, we were under strict DEA guidelines, and we had to open at a certain time, we had to close at a certain time, and we could not deviate from those times. So we had some clients that would miss or be late, and they were not happy. We've had bricks thrown through the windows, we had fights start to break out in the waiting room, we had doors that were almost kicked in, and the only thing that I had was myself and calling 911. So in prison, yes, these guys have committed heinous crimes, but we have officers everywhere, and we have alarms, and the officers have, some of them are armed, but all of them have pepper spray and batons and are very well trained. So I wasn't afraid. But again, I wasn't complacent, and you have institutional awareness. Now, there was a time when I was in group, and we had 2 groups that were mixed that day, and you don't want to ever put an inmate between yourself and the door. And the way that the groups were designed, the classrooms, I had a whole 2 classes combined between me and the door. So I told them, as I always do, that I have my alarm and I'm not afraid to use it. And one of the inmates from the other group said, well, what if we don't let it get that far? And for a half a second, I was kind of like, oh, shit. But the inmates from my group verbally jumped on the guy and said, you don't do that. This is our doctor. You don't treat her that way. And I breathed a great big sigh of relief, and I never let them see that I was a little bit afraid. But that was the only time. So I hope that answers your question. Thanks.